Hi Aquarius, welcome to your love reading for October 2019. I've already shuffled the decks and you did have 2 jumping cards. Now, when I was shuffling the decks, I did keep getting the message that someone is taking something back. So someone may have told you that they wanted you out of their lives and they've changed their mind. Somebody may have told you that they never wanted to get married, but they're taking that back. I just kept getting the message that someone is taking something back. Now, the cards that jumped for you were these 2. This card jumped once. I put it back in the deck, and then it jumped again. So I knew that this is something that some of you have to see. The 4 of Pentacles is someone who's holding back from you. This is someone that maybe is, maybe not ready for commitment. Someone who's being really stubborn and holding back. But you also have this card. So you have the Sun. This is happiness, positive energy, success. So for some of you, the month of October can be that month where, someone who had been really stubborn and maybe resisting commitment, or maybe they didn't want to move forward in the relationship in the same way as you. There is some type of positive change here with the Sun. So let's go ahead and put these back and we'll see if these come up again. This is a love reading for the sign of Aquarius for October 2019. The first card you have, Aquarius, is the Queen of Pentacles. Love reading for the sign of Aquarius for October. 2 of Pentacles. Love reading for the sign of Aquarius for October. 6 of Rods. Love reading for the sign of Aquarius for October. 9 of Rods. Love reading for the sign of Aquarius for October. Ace of Swords. Love reading for the sign of Aquarius for October. Page of Cups. Love reading for the sign of Aquarius for October. 4 of Swords. Love reading for the sign of Aquarius for October. Wheel of Fortune. Love reading for the sign of Aquarius for October. And you have the 9 of Cups. What's the most important thing that Aquarius needs to hear about their love life for October 2019? The message that you have, Aquarius, is the High Priest, which is actually the Hierophant. So this does represent kindred spirit energy. This could be perhaps you finding somebody new for those of you who are single. This also represents marriage, but to me this is a card of kindred spirits and soulmates and really knowing and finding where you belong. So we'll come back to this card and see how it ties in with the rest of the reading. If you would like to get a private reading with me, I'll put a link down below in the comments. Okay, so let's see what you have going on here. Let's start at the top. You have the Queen of Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles, and the 6 of Rods. So you have an earth sign here. This would be a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. Male or female, sun, moon, or rising. For some of you, you might be dealing with this person where there is instability. You have the 2 of Pentacles. It could be, that perhaps there is someone who's refusing to commit. The 2 of Pentacles is kind of a wishy-washy behavior, a relationship that is off and on, someone that comes and goes. I feel like in the month of October, you might actually see a positive change there. You have the 6 of Rods, which is actually victory. Remember that you had the 4 of Pentacles jump for you at the beginning of the reading with the Sun, kind of showing that somebody that maybe had been holding back from you is, actually changing. The Sun representing success. And so we see that here as well. Perhaps, a relationship where there had been a lot of ups and downs, because that is represented by this card as well. Maybe there were a lot of maybe it was an emotional roller coaster for you with the 2 of Pentacles. Again, off and on relationships, somebody who was wishy-washy, someone who would not keep their word. There is a victory around this person. For some of you, it can be an earth sign, but for others, it may not be. I just see perhaps a decision being made. Again, if there's somebody who's choosing between you and another person, I feel like they're choosing you. But if the relationship had been very unstable, off and on, they come and go, again, you have victory here. Now, in the second row, see here, you have the 9 of Rods, the Ace of Swords, and the Page of Cups. So you have a change of mind here. This is the first thing that stands out to me, the Ace of Swords. A change of mind, which I was getting when I was shuffling the deck. Somebody's taking something back. So I feel like for some of you, it could be that somebody is changing their mind. Perhaps someone who had been kind of keeping you at a distance. You have the 9 of Rods here. Someone who had been afraid maybe of letting you in emotionally, because that is what this card represents. Someone who's very protective of themselves. Someone who puts up a bunch of walls because they don't want to be hurt. Maybe they're looking at love in a different way with the Ace of Swords here. You also have the Page of Cups. So For many of you, there perhaps can be a new relationship. For those who are single, maybe you're open to a new person coming into your life. For those of you where there is no partner, it could be that you're looking at love in a different way, and that there is, because you've changed your mind, there is somebody new coming in with the Page of Cups. But I also feel for those of you where you're struggling either with an ex or a current relationship, somebody is just changing their perspective. They're changing their mind. And also with the Page of Cups, this is just a lot of communication about love, about feelings, about relationships. This is a heart-to-heart conversation with the person that you love. Now down here, you've got the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune is saying for the sign of Aquarius, there is some type of shift in the month of October. Things are changing for the better. Down here, you've also got the Nine of Cups, which means that perhaps some of you are having a wish fulfilled. Perhaps you're, getting involved with the person that you've been wanting to be involved with. Perhaps you're receiving some type of commitment from the person that you want to be with. This is just being extremely happy. Now, you also have the Four of Swords down here. So this may have been someone that maybe had asked for some space, maybe even someone who had left the relationship. Because the Four of Swords usually does mean someone is backing off from you. Perhaps someone had been backing off. Let me show you what was down here. Four of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, Nine of Cups. So kind of seeing these combination of cards, I feel like there was someone who maybe asked for some space, someone who backed off from you. But there is a positive change in that situation with the Wheel of Fortune. Things are shifting, and I see you being immensely happy here. Or again, it could be that a wish is being fulfilled. Some of you can be meeting somebody new in the month of October. Okay, let's get a few more cards and see what other messages come up for you. What other messages are there for the sign of Aquarius for October 2019? You have the Queen of Rods. What other messages are there for the sign of Aquarius for October? The High Priestess. What other messages are there for the sign of Aquarius for October? And the Five of Cups. Okay, so you have the Queen of Rods, which would be a fire sign. Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Male or female, sun, moon, or rising. You have the Queen of Rods here. So for some of you, this can be, you've got the High Priestess and the Five of Cups. So for some of you, you're being told to kind of really trust your intuition. I also feel like this also applies for those of you who are single, where there could be a fire sign coming in. I feel for those of you who are single, you have to be careful around this person because there are tears here with the Five of Cups. This is a card of regrets. Perhaps for those who are single, this is someone maybe you don't want to get involved with. Trust your intuition. But if you're already coupled, this can also represent your energy if you have a moon or rising and a fire sign. But it can also be your partner. It can be an ex or someone that you're interested in. I feel like you still need to be cautious around this person with this High Priestess energy, which represents trusting your intuition. Your intuition is telling you what to do about this fire sign. Because there have been tears shed with the Five of Cups, I feel like this person has let you down. It could be that maybe you regretted letting them into your life. Or it could be reversed the other way. It could be that maybe you let this person down. I feel like there's a need to really trust your intuition. Some of you could be wondering, should I let this person back in? And that could definitely be what we're seeing here with the Nine of Rods. Being very protective because somebody has changed their mind about you. I feel like there's a lot of messages here. It's hard to say when it's a general reading, but the main feeling I get from these three cards is kind of be cautious around this fire sign. I feel like you're being told to trust your intuition, especially if this person has already broken your heart once, because this does represent tears being shed, sadness, and disappointment. Okay, so let's get a few more cards from the confirmation deck and let's see what else comes up for you. What other messages are there for the sign of Aquarius for October 2019? You have the Three of Cups. What other messages are there for the sign of Aquarius for October? Seven of Cups. What other messages are there for the sign of Aquarius for October? And the Three of Wands. What's the most important thing that Aquarius needs to hear about their love life for October 2019? The card that you have is the Five of Wands. So it's interesting that you have two fives because the card from the other deck was the High Priest, which is also a 5. You've also got the Five of Cups here. So there is some type of challenge around your love life. The fives to me represent obstacles, challenges, problems. So you want to be careful here. That's why you're being told trust your intuition. Trust your intuition. But there's also a lot of positive things in this reading. But again, I kept getting the message that somebody is taking something back, which I also see here with the Ace of Swords. I feel like you have to be careful who you're letting back into your life. Now with the Five of Wands, this can be, for you, I'm mostly getting that this could be disagreements with the person that you love. Like you're just not on the same page. There could be a lot of bickering, a lot of differences between you. And again, maybe someone that has been in your life off and on with this Two of Pentacles energy. Perhaps they have changed their mind, but perhaps you're maybe afraid now to trust them. Okay, so you have the Three of Cups here. The Three of Cups is perhaps marriage for some of you, but it also just means good times, happiness, a lot of love, positive energy. But at the same time, you're highly confused. You've got the Seven of Cups. You feel kind of emotionally scattered. You don't know what to do. So that's kind of a double message because you have the Two of Pentacles. Same message, just different card. For the sign of Aquarius, there is some type of choice that you have to make in the month of October. And it can be whether you're going to stay with this person or you're going to forgive them, you're going to take them back. I feel like you're confused. You don't know what to do. With the Seven of Cups, you're just kind of emotionally scattered. For some of you, it could be that you're happy someone is back, but now you don't know what to do about this. You don't know if you should trust them again. Now you have the Three of Wands, which means that you have been waiting. Maybe you've been waiting for them to be open to talking to you again. You have the Page of Cups here. Usually with the Three of Wands, you have been waiting for some time, but I also see you're happy, but at the same time, you're highly confused. I feel like there's just an energy here of choices here and here, and somebody has completely, kind of changed their mind here with the Ace of Swords. It could also be that somebody is finally just seeing the truth, like they finally really know how they feel about you. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the X spread. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the X spread. And as always, this can be someone you had a long-term committed relationship with, but it can also just be someone that you dated or you just saw a few times and you just want to know if you're going to hear from them again. Okay, this is the love reading for the sign of Aquarius and their ex for October 2019. Aquarius and their ex. Four of Pentacles. Interesting because this card was a jumping card in the first spread, and I told you it jumped once, I put it back, and then it jumped again. Now here it is again for exes. Show me the energies around Aquarius and their ex for the month of October. Ace of Swords again, because you also had this in the first spread. Aquarius and their ex for October. The Five of Wands, which was the main energy from the first spread. Aquarius and their ex for October. Wands, you also had this in the first spread. Aquarius and their ex for October. Six of Wands, also in the first spread. Aquarius and their ex for October. The Lovers. Aquarius and their ex for October. Six of Swords. You have a lot of sixes in this spread. Six of Wands, the Lovers is six, the Six of Swords. Aquarius and their ex for October. Here's another one. Six of Pentacles. Aquarius and their ex for October. King of Cups. So like I said, I noticed here that you have quite a few sixes. Six of Wands. The Lovers is a number 6. Six of Swords. And Six of Pentacles. The sixes do represent balance and harmony. So for those of you where you want to reconnect with an ex, the month of October can actually maybe give you an opportunity to bring everything back into balance. Perhaps everything was thrown off balance, and that is why you and this person are not together. You do have the Six of Pentacles here, which you can see the scales here. Everything's coming back into balance. This is you getting what you deserve from this person. So let's go ahead and see what you have going on here. It's very strange that the very first card would be the card that jumped for you from the first spread. It was a jumping card 2 times, and then here it is. So the Four of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles is, your ex still holding back from you, but there is a change here. And like I said, this card was also in the first spread. The Ace of Swords, I think it was right in the center of the reading if you go back and watch. It's like maybe your ex said, I'll never take you back. This is over. There is perhaps a change of perspective here. It can be that this person is still struggling because, look at this and this. Again, this is your ex holding back from you. But you also have the Five of Wands. They're also fighting something within themselves with the Five of Wands. They're struggling maybe with their own feelings, maybe what they know is true, what they truly want. And then there's a change of perspective with the Ace of Swords. Maybe this is your ex finally kind of looking at everything and realizing that I was wrong. Like I said at the beginning of the reading, I was getting that somebody is taking something back. So again, this is someone who is not open to new beginnings. Four of Pentacles and the Five of Wands, that is someone who is not open. But this is a complete opposite. This is someone who is open, who has had a change of perspective, a change of mind. Now you have the Queen of Wands. You did have the Queen of Wands in the first spread. So there is a fire sign. Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Here we go. So, I mean, it's the same energy. Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. It can also represent you if you have a moon or rising and a fire sign. You have the Queen of Wands with the Six of Wands and the Lovers. So, if your ex is a fire sign, I mean, you have victory here. You also have the Lovers, which can represent the sign of Gemini, but this also just represents that this relationship is still very much kind of connected to this person. Your relationship with them, that energy is still there. The Lovers represents a relationship that you want very much, and you've got victory right next to it. Again, keep in mind that we're asking about someone who's no longer in your life, someone who is your ex, or someone maybe you have zero communication with, yet you still have the Lovers, that soulmate connection, and you have victory right next to this. So this can still happen. Somebody could just change their mind very unexpectedly here with the Ace of Swords. You also have the Six of Swords, which means that you can still move away from this difficult time, from this dark time, maybe where there's zero communication, or maybe they're not letting you in. The Six of Swords is a healthy change in the relationship. You also have the Six of Pentacles, which is you getting what you deserve from this person, what you truly deserve. You also have the King of Cups, which would be a water sign. Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Male or female, Sun, Moon, or Rising. This can represent your ex. It can also represent you if you have a moon or rising and a water sign. But the King and the Queen of Cups can also just represent someone who's very emotional. Someone maybe who's very much in touch with their feelings, their intuition. So this can actually be you maybe knowing that this is maybe the person you truly belong with, because you did have, let me just see here, you did have the Hierophant as the main energy. Here it is. You had the Hierophant as the main energy from the first spread, which this is a card of kindred spirits and soulmates, like knowing this is who I belong with. So for some of you, perhaps you're not a water sign, obviously, maybe not moon or rising, but the King and the Queen of Cups are very much in touch with their intuition. Okay, let's see what else comes out for you and your ex. What other messages are there for the sign of Aquarius about their ex for October 2019? Seven of Wands. Aquarius and their ex for October. Five of Cups. And the Empress. So you also had the Five of Cups in the first spread that I did for you. So, I mean, it's just, I mean, yeah, here it is. Same card, just different deck. There's still a lot of sadness here. I mean, I also feel like there's major regrets as far as you and your ex. Because you also have the Ace of Swords here. It's like maybe they've changed their mind. Maybe they said they would never want you back, and now they do. Or they would never, maybe you broke up maybe because they didn't want to be in a committed relationship, and now they do. There's, you know, kind of a strong energy here of regrets, but it can also just be that there's a lot of sadness. I mean, you have the Seven of Wands here, so it's like somebody has to really, you know, stand up to their own fears, their own ego. It can also be that you have to really stand up to your ex, especially if you are in touch with them, if there is communication. I mean, you have the Empress here. I put the Empress right over the Lover's card. These two cards are like the ultimate cards when it comes to a relationship, when it comes to a love reading. So for the sign of Aquarius, I mean, you have the Empress saying that you can still have it all with your ex. She represents love, marriage, children, abundance. You can still have it all, but there's something here. There's maybe pain that you have to work through with the Five of Cups, sadness. Maybe there's regrets. There has to be forgiveness. This is something that needs to be confronted. So it's either something that you have to confront with your ex, or maybe, you know, maybe it's something within yourself with the Seven of Wands. Maybe if you can't forgive them for something that they did. There's just, you know, there's either regrets here, or there's a lot of sadness and tears. Okay, let's get a few more cards from the confirmation deck. What other messages are there for the sign of Aquarius about their ex for October? You had the Seven of Pentacles, Aquarius and their ex for October. You have the King of Pentacles, Aquarius and their ex for October. And you have the Empress again. So you can see one here. and 1 here. Now the Empress also represents the sign of Aries. So for some of you where your ex is in Aries, this is really speaking to you. You also have the King of Pentacles. Now it's interesting because you also had the Queen. Let me see here. You had the Queen of Pentacles in the first spread. So for those of you where your ex is an earth sign, again, this is really speaking to you. Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, male or female, sun, moon, or rising. So I mean, what I see here, and I'll put her here next to the King. Again, earth sign energy. I feel like there's a lot of thinking going on behind the scenes around your ex, where maybe you're completely in the dark about this. You don't know it. The 7 of Pentacles means that someone is doing a lot of thinking. They're being very careful about what they're going to do next. And, you know, there is kind of strong relationship energy here. You have the Empress 2 times. So, I mean, also with the Lovers, I mean, obviously the connection between you and your ex is still there. For some of you, you know that because you're still in touch with them. But if you have 0 communication with them, I mean, it's clear here that the feelings are still there, especially because it's the Empress here that is actually the repeat card. This tells me that if you had any plans with this person, like you really thought this person was a one, or maybe you were engaged, because she does represent marriage and children. Remember, the main energy from the first spread was the Hierophant, which does represent marriage and kind of kindred spirits. So for those of you where you thought, you know, this person was the one and now they're gone and you thought you were wrong, you're probably not wrong. Again, this is the main energy from the first spread. So very much connected to the Empress. For some of you, that connection with this person is still there. Again, it's like, you know, there's a lot of thinking going on. For some of you, this person is coming around in the month of October. Again, they're holding back from you. I mean, this is probably the most important thing you need to see. They're holding back from you. This card has shown up several times in your reading. They're being really stubborn here. I also feel like they're highly conflicted with the 5 of Wands. They're maybe fighting something within themselves. Maybe they don't want to come back. Part of them is maybe still angry or still hurt. With the 5 of Cups being a repeat card. But again, strong energy of love here. And then, you know, movement, leaving a difficult time behind you. But I also feel, I mean, you have to kind of be patient, because with the 7 of Pentacles, this means that someone is like literally taking their time. So if you have 0 communication with your ex, keep in mind that they're doing a lot of thinking. There's stubborn energy here, and here. But I also see that, you know, they might have a change of perspective here. They might start to see things differently and see that, you know, they do miss you, or that maybe they do want, you know, a commitment, or they do want to get married. This energy here, I feel like this is what you need to work through. The sadness, the disappointment, the tears. I feel like for the sign of Aquarius, this could take time, but I feel like ultimately you're getting what you deserve from this person, what you truly wanted. Okay, Aquarius, this has been your love reading for October 2019. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll speak to you again next month.